So first of all, talking about voice technology, what is voice technology? It is the ability for systems to recognize speech in order to create commands. And for today, I'm going to spend a lot of time focusing on Alexa. I'll explain why as we start going through the presentation. So what can it do? Anything from playing your favorite Spotify playlists right the way through to ordering a Domino's pizza. But the thing that you've got to think about this is it learns skills. We don't refer to them as apps, it learns skills. And the idea is the more you use it, the more beneficial it becomes in your day-to-day life. So why should you be interested in the presentation I'm talking about? And why should you consider Amazon Alexa? So the first thing, and if you take voice technology as a whole, that market is about to skyrocket. So all the predictions show over the next few years, you're going to see huge amounts. The best analogy I can think of is remember the first time you got a mobile phone app, and now think how integrated mobile phone apps are in your day-to-day life. It's going to be the same in this marketplace as well. So there's some small other companies looking at it. I don't know if you've heard of Google or Apple, a couple of the players out there. But Alexa's really the one that pioneered it in the consumer space and started bringing this into our homes. So if you look in particular at the UK, it still has an overwhelming majority of the market share, although there's been a slight dip of sales in January, which makes it still the perfect place if you're going to begin this journey into voice technology to focus on. So a couple of things I think to consider, but if you look at the number of skills that are being created, tech vendors across the globe right now are investing huge amounts of time and energy into these platforms. And what we know is the more skills that are available, the more that they're available for use for the general public, the more that they'll be used. So how do consumers actually use Alexa? I find this really, really interesting. So the biggest way that people are currently using Alexa is actually to ask it a question. Now, think about Google and how it dominated the internet. And how did it do that? It was the place that you go to for answers. So when you're looking at the marketplace and consumers, questions equals power. Let me give you an example. So imagine if you're coming to London today and you ask, what restaurants are available? Well, it could say to you Sushi Samba, or it could tell you Burger King. But the idea is it might be the company that sponsors the most amount of money that appears higher in those searches. And that's why the place that you go to ask questions equals power. So this is why they're selling things like Amazon Alexas for so cheap. The speakers aren't is not what's going to make them money. It's the technology that is. And this is only going to become more and more integrated into our day-to-day lives. Pulling out your mobile phone and running a search on Safari still has friction. Now, people are always saying, I'm never going to use an Alexa. I need to protect my data. Unfortunately, as consumers, we always give away our data when it leads to convenience. So I was just mentioning about friction. Alexa's dream is to make it frictionless. An example here, imagine you forgot to schedule a meeting. So you're in the shower in the morning, you just quickly tell Alexa, she'll schedule it into your calendar, sync it, so that when you arrive at work, it's already there. Imagine a candidate who's having a shitty commute to work. Well, what they might be able to do is match jobs to that candidate that are just based that little bit closer to home to give them more free time to spend with the family or down the pub, whatever floats your boat. It's kind of up to you. So as we're saying, this is really kind of changing the way that the candidate marketplace could be looked at. Now, we're going to have to build skills. So I thought I'd give some takeaways in terms of what are some of the things we need to consider. The first thing is going to be how you match these skills. So candidates are going to listen to hundreds of job specs. You need to be delivering the right jobs at the right time in the right location. And via machine learning, whatever method you get to do that, the people that get relevance are the people that are going to win in this market. Something maybe not many people have also considered in this room today is how does your advert sound? The written word is very different to the spoken word. So you're going to have to consider things like tone. How do you use punctuation in order to make this sound like an attractive advert to a candidate? Think of all your internal talent pools. This could redefine the way that we systematically engage with them, delivering them jobs and content to their speakers at home or in the shower or in the car when it's relevant to them and providing them with meaningful information. And finally as well, if you take one thing, it gives you the opportunity here to be different. So it shouldn't surprise you that millennials, Gen Zs are by far the biggest consumers in this industry. We know in the next 5 years, 75% of the workforce is going to be millennials. So voice technology might not be something that defines your business tomorrow, but over the coming years, this could really give you a competitive advantage to the marketplace and separate you out for the rest of the recruitment agencies out there. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you, Josh.